welcome. Today we're going to talk about something huge, artificial intelligence. But don't worry, this isn't about sci fi robots. No, this is all about your organization, whether you're a school, a small business, whatever. You can create a really simple, practical, and responsible plan for using AI. Let me ask you something right off the bat. Is your team already using AI tools? For things like drafting emails, maybe creating some social media posts, or just brainstorming. And if you're nodding along, do you have an actual rules or guidelines created for it? For most of us, the answer is probably a big no. And that can feel a little like you're walking a tightrope with no safety net below. But here's the thing, if that sounds like you, you're not alone. Not even close. In fact, Activate AI researched the statistics for AI adoption for a recent responsible leadership training session. And this is completely normal right now. Using a bunch of different tools without any formal structure, that's just where most people are at. So this isn't about being behind. It's actually the normal starting line. And it's the perfect spot to start building something smart. So yeah, it really is kind of like the Wild West of AI adoption at the moment. But you've got all these amazing new tools popping up everywhere. So much potential, but without a map, there are definitely some hidden risks out there. And look, we're not talking about some crazy dramatic disaster here. We're talking about simple, everyday stuff. Think about it. Someone on your team, totally trying to be helpful, might copy and paste a list of attendees or names and emails and draft a quick message. Harmless, right? They might not even think about the privacy side of things. Or maybe the AI spits out some text that has a tiny inaccuracy and it just slips by. Nobody notices it. When there are no rules, everyone's just guessing. And that's how simple mistakes happen. Okay, so how do we get out of this Wild West and into a place that feels like, a bit more confident and controlled? Well, that's exactly what a responsible blueprint is for. It's our map. And hey, when I say blueprint, don't just imagine some massive, scary 100-page document full of legalese and confusion. No, it's way simpler than that. Think of it more like guardrails on a highway. Just some simple, common sense rules of the road designed to build up your team's confidence and protect that hard-earned trust that you have with your community. And just make sure that you're using AI in a way that's ethical and open, transparent. And if there's one idea that's at the very heart of all of this, it's this one. And it's the non-negotiable rule. AI assists, humans decide. The whole point of AI isn't to replace human decision making. It's to be an amazing assistant that helps you get your work done better and faster. But a human, you, are always in the driver's seat. The final call is always yours, all right? So now that we've got our foundation, that core principle, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do you actually build one of these? In this next section, we're going to look at the key pieces of your very own AI playbook. Honestly, this is the easiest place to start, and just with some simple do's and don'ts. On the do side, yeah, for sure, use AI to get a first draft going or summarize a long document, but always review that content before it sees the light of day. Keep the human in the loop for approvals, always. And on the don't side, and this is a big one, never ever put personal info. That's what the PII is. Things like names, phone numbers, addresses, never put those into a public AI tool. And of course, don't let the AI make the final call on its own. Now, if you want a bit more structure, something to make sure you're not missing anything, there's this fantastic model called the Liberty Framework. It's a great checklist. It stands for leadership, inclusion, bias awareness, empowered human in the loop, realistic design, transparency, and yielding positive results. Let's unpack what the first few of these actually mean in the real world. So for L, leadership, it's super simple. Just pick one person to be the go-to on all the AI stuff. For I, that's inclusion. You're just thinking about everyone you serve, not just the tech-savvy crowd, or not just one group over another. Try to include all the players. For B, this is bias. It just means that you're keeping an eye on the output. Does it say anything weird? Does it make strange assumptions? You check it. And E, empower the human. That just brings us right back to our core rule. Always having a human in the loop. A human has to sign off on anything before it goes public. Okay, I'm going to say this again because it's that important. If you only remember one thing from our entire chat today, make it this. Every single thing you do with AI has to include human oversight. Period. No exceptions. Whether it's a tiny social media post or a big report, a person needs to see it and give it the green light. So you do all this work, you create this blueprint, and what's the payoff? What happens next? Well, this is where it gets really good. This isn't just about playing defense. It's about shifting to offense. It's about leading with trust. And trust me, the payoff is huge. Your whole operation just runs smoother because your team has clarity. You're giving better support to both your members and your clients, and you're building more trust with the community because you're being transparent about how you work. And you actually become a leader, a clear model for other groups who are trying to figure out all of this too. Okay, so where do you start? Like, what can you do today? Just assemble a small team. And listen, you don't need a team of data scientists either. You just need somebody from leadership, like a director. You need somebody who will actually be using the tools, like a teacher or local business owner. And then you need someone to think about accessibility and to be the bridge to your community partners. Everybody that'll be using this. And that's it. That's your core team. And as you get started on this, just keep this in mind. Your goal isn't to become a world-class expert on artificial intelligence. The goal is something so much more important and honestly way more achievable. It's to become a responsible leader in how this technology serves your community. So that just really leaves one last question. And this one's for you. Now that you have a sense of the blueprint, what's your first responsible step going to be? Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.